Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Really exciting day today. I just won something off the Hannibal auction, a TV prop, so I'm so excited about that. I'm just in the best mood. You can't bring me down today, Nicholas Cassadine. And as always, if you could please check out, I am running an Indiegogo, and I would really appreciate it. I have the link in the description. This description was all over the place, but you know what I'm trying to say. If you can please donate, then do. But if you can't, if you could share it, it would mean so much to me. And now let's get to today's General Hospital recap. Woo! So at ELQ, Rosalie is back, and Nicholas threatens to kill her, of course, because she gave his name to the police, and he knocks some stuff off a table, threatens to lock her up on Cassadine Island, you know, the norm. So then Nicholas tells Rosalie that they didn't have anything on her, because she was like, but they had a recording, and he's like, haha, no they didn't. So then Nicholas wants her to recant her statement. So then Nicholas also tells her that he hired representation. Now it's just really white in here. Really white. This is whiter. This effect is very temperamental in the lighting. But anyway, so he hired a representation that can't be linked back to him, and she should do whatever the attorney says to recant her statement. So then she heads over to the police station to go take a drink every time I say recant her statement, and the attorney's going to be there waiting for her. Michael goes to visit Sabrina, and Michael tells Sabrina that Lucy Coe stabbed him in the back. So then when Michael's telling Sabrina about the situation, he concedes that Lucy might have been right about him. So then Michael tells Sabrina that Lucy was right, that he did take Avery out of spite. In other news, water is wet. And then Michael admits that when he filed for custody of AJ, he wasn't even worried about keeping her safe. It was all about taking her away from Sunny. Again, that big thing in the sky is called the sun, and it keeps us warm. Newsflash. So then Sabrina asks Michael if there's any way he could see himself forgiving Sunny. And Michael kind of walks through the process, and he said he could let Sunny off the hook, and then he's like, people say that, right? Because Sunny literally hung my father off a hook and made him give up his parental rights. So then Michael wants Sunny and Carly back into his life, but he doesn't know how to make that happen. He could literally just walk up to them and say, I want you back in my life, and, that'd be it. It's really not that hard. But then Sabrina tells Michael that something that would go a long way would be to give Avery back. So, there's that. Speaking of Sunny has, no sympathy for Michael with losing ELQ. And Morgan, I don't know why it says morning. Morgan comes to visit Sunny and Carly, and Sunny asks him if he knew anything about this. And then Carly leaves, leaving Sunny and Morgan alone, and Morgan is ridiculous and already expects to be totally forgiven for the stunt he pulled with drugging Michael. And then Morgan tells Michael that Denise was at ELQ. So then Morgan is like, I couldn't help myself with Denise. And it's like, yes you can. You're a human being with a brain. You can help yourself. And, you're not an animal. So then Morgan tells Sunny that Rosalie walked in on them, and Sunny's worried for Morgan because Michael trusted Rosalie, and look how well that worked out for him. So Morgan says he thinks everything will be okay because he and Rosalie were friends before this whole thing happened. Yeah, I don't know if that's how it works. At the hospital, Denise strong-arms her way into the ER to talk to Silas, and she pretty much kind of kicks the patient he was working on out. And then Ava tells him that things aren't working out the way she planned, and she's going to have to do something drastic. So she wants to go full Ava on everybody. And Silas has totally my point of view when it comes to this whole thing, when it comes to the Avery thing. That Michael is just taking his responsibility seriously, and that he wants to, the way he wants to supervise visits with Avery, and Ava is still taking it so personal, and Michael's not trying to hide Avery from her, he's just trying to keep her safe. Ugh. So then Ava is upset that Silas didn't help her when she slipped up with Kiki's boyfriend, her daughter's boyfriend. So then Silas is really mad at Ava because she's going to hurt Kiki, and Silas rejects Ava, and he doesn't want to be her distraction, which is just so insulting. To him, that's like, well, I don't have any real feelings for you, but I want you to distract me from the boy toy that my daughter, it's just so gross. So then at the Metro Court, Nina and Rick awkwardly plan their dinner, but Rick stays up in the room and Nina goes down to the Metro Court first. So then at the Metro Court bar, Kiki runs into Franco, And she says, and he's like, you look different. And she's like, yeah, it's been a while. And I'm like, it's fun because she got recast since the two of you saw each other. So then Franco's telling Kiki about all the things he did to try to break up Nina and Rick's marriage. And he mentions how he tried to enlist Madeline, and Nina happens to be behind him when he says that. And she's like, excuse me? So then Nina questions Franco on what he just said. And Kiki's like, this is a private conversation. And Nina's like, well, then you should have it in a private place and not in the middle of a restaurant. And I was like, Nina, you and me, we don't agree on a lot, but we do agree on that. So then Carly breaks this whole thing up, and Franco and Nina go, like, to the side out of, like, the main dining room. So then Franco tells Nina that maybe the reason Madeline wasn't so upset about Rick marrying her is because they're in it together, like, for Nina's money. So then Nina tries to make Franco jealous by suggesting that her and Rick are going to go up to their room and do some stuff. And Franco's like, well, I have someone too. We're going out on a date. And I'm like, who is he going to pick out of the dark in that dining room? Like, seriously. So then Kiki tells Carly that Denise was at ELQ when Morgan was there, and Carly's like, oh, Morgan didn't mention that. And Denise walks in, and when Carly says that she would love to see Denise with her own eyes. So then Franco and Nina walk by in the dining room, and Franco tells Nina that his date is Denise. Well, he really just motions to her, the woman talking to Carly. Like, I don't know if he knew who she was. And then there's an awkward encounter between Carly and Denise, and I don't think Carly's buying this whole thing. So then Denise asks Carly how it's possible that two boys from the same mother can turn out so different, because Morgan is so nice, and, you know, Michael makes her make an appointment to see her own niece, and Nina walks over and is kind of taken aback by Denise's face, and there's like a little bit of an awkward exchange there, to the point where Nina's like, well, you know Franco already, right? Because you're dating? So now Madeline and Rick. So Rick is scheming, and it looks like he's trying to take over Nina's power of attorney, and then Madeline comes to visit him, apparently. So Madeline roundabout threatens to stab him with a toothbrush blade that she made in prison if he doesn't get his hands onto Nina's money soon. So then Madeline is like, well, as long as the inheritance is in her name and there's no way to get to it, and Rick says, sure there is, we get rid of Nina. So then Madeline smacks him in the face and says that he won't hurt her daughter. And Rick kind of brings up the fact that she put her daughter in a 20-year coma, and she goes, don't talk about things you don't know about, which leads me to think that something else happened around that time, and things aren't as they appear. So then Madeline comes up with this roundabout way and basically wants to have Nina permanently committed, which would put Nina's money in Rick's hands. So it occurs to Madeline that if this plan goes through, it kind of leaves her out in the cold, and because it leaves Rick with the money. And I was like, I wonder how she's going to get around that. Well, apparently Madeline figures out a way to keep Rick like from turning his back on her, but it apparently involves kissing him. I almost dropped my phone. So I don't know how that's gonna work. That should be fun. If you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And I like only half understand what's going on in the show right now, but Nicholas really did show us like full Cassadine. Like, seriously, he was scary today. Definitely a different Nicholas than we've ever seen, even in this round. But I hope you have a great day. You should watch Hannibal tonight if you're okay with kind of horror-y stuff. Even if you're on the fence, you'll probably like it. I hated horror, but now I love it. Even though Hannibal did technically get canceled, it's looking to get picked up on another network, and it would mean a lot to me if you could tweet or watch the show, or even just have it on and do whatever. Like, you know, it means a lot, because I think if the ratings stay up, it'll show that it really does have a loyal fan base. But anyway, I digress. I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. I hope you have a great day. Bye!